The episode today is a little bit different to what we have been doing. It's actually a match preview for the London Cup semi-final between Mile End Baiteze squad and Kenningwell United. And we are joined today by Mile End Baiteze assistant manager Jamie LEGETT and by Sunday League legend, Kenningwell legend, Junior Baker. So I'd like to welcome both of them to Sunday League Extra. I'm going to start with you, LEGETT, first. How are the squad feeling ahead of the semi-final? Massive game for you. Obviously massive game for you and Kenningwell. Any nerves or anything, or are you feeling confident?
No, to be fair, I don't think there's much nerves in the group, if I'm being honest. I think we're just looking forward to it. We're going to give it the best we can on the day or the evening, and hopefully we'll come out victorious. Obviously, Junior won't say that, but it's one of them that we've gone into every game thinking, have we overachieved? Have we not overachieved? I don't know. At the start of the tournament, at the start of the thing, I think Justin said it on the first round,
yes.
that we wasn't. He didn't want to enter it this season. He thought
it was you pushed him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of them that he didn't want to enter it this season. I think because obviously of the breakaway, etc., and stuff like that, that he thought maybe the squad wasn't good enough at the time, or not strong enough, not good enough. That's a wrong word, but probably not strong enough at the time. But we just took one round at a time, and we've ended up in the semi-finals. So yeah, it's only one game away. I think we're just going to enjoy the occasion and see what comes.
I think that's the best way to take it, mate. No, I think you're spot on there, to be honest. Moving over to you, Junior. Obviously, your squad's got so much experience. You've had some very difficult games along the way so far. In terms of your experience and the fixtures that you've had, obviously the penalty shootouts you've had to go through to get to this stage, do you feel, let me see if I can phrase this right, do you feel that stands you in really good stead for the semi-final, or do you think you'd be all right if you'd breeze through all the rounds anyway, or do you think that's kind of helped you, all the games that you've had so far?
The thing about any game of football that you play, every round is different. You understand? And you only can beat the teams in front of you. And, you know, there's moments in the game where you think, oh my God, we could have won this in normal time. But then, you know, considering how we've got to this particular point, you know, we've had 3 penalty shootouts. You know what I mean? Like, and when you get to penalty shootouts, I can say overall, we've probably been the better teams in those games. However, the other team have, you know, earned the right to get us to that far as well. You understand? So in the penalty shootout, it's who's got the nerve, who's got the bottle, and our goalkeeper, you know, he's been absolutely outstanding for us. You know, with him being so young, he's obviously pulled off crucial saves that have enabled us to get to this far.
Yeah, he's really impressed, actually, your goalkeeper. Really, really impressed. In terms of, do you think, going slightly away from the fixtures that you've had, do you kind of feel yourself, the experience that you've got and the rest of the squad have helped you get through those games?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is with the old heads, you got to help carry the younger players through. You understand, you know, we have an expectation at Kenningwell every year, and that is to win something. You understand? And we've always been in the run-ins for things. You know, we're still.
You're always there or thereabouts, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're always at the later stages.
That's the expectation. Yeah, that's the expectation. And you know, when you have quality players in your team, you know that has to justify, especially what we've put in and what we are prepared to put in every single season. A trophy is a minimum requirement, whatever that may be, whether that's the cup or whether that is your league. You understand? And, you know, we're in a good position at the moment to, you know, the league is not in our hands, but we still have an opportunity, and we're in a semi-final, and that's another opportunity. So, you know, we don't take nothing easy. We give everything that we got, and God willing, that will triumph and hopefully come away with some form of silverware this season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I think you're certainly in with a chance anyway. Certainly in with a very good chance. Going back to you, LEGETT, speaking of your opponents for Wednesday, are you kind of, because your squad's fairly new. Obviously, it's very new. It's the first year you've all been part of the same team. Are you worried about the experience of them at all, or are you is it a thing that your squad is looking forward to?
No, I don't think we are. Like it's one of them that a few of the players obviously have played in the London Cup for various teams in the past. I think everyone backed against us in the last round with Hammersmith. Everyone said we was going to get beat before we even turned up. And we come out with the 1-0 win, and that's a clean sheet, and that's going to the Rock. So for me, I don't think the squad and us are worried about that we've only been together this season. We've gelled quite well throughout the season. Yes, we brought in players here and there just to strengthen us here and there as well, what we needed to do. They've got vast experience, obviously, and maybe not on a Sunday, but on a Saturday, they've played in big games and that. So it's going to help us, hopefully, or obviously on Wednesday night. It did help us in the Hammersmith game. So hopefully we've got enough experience in our squad, I feel, to be able to definitely give a good account of ourselves in the semi-final on Wednesday.
Certainly going to be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to it. Going back to you, Junior, obviously huge club Kenningwell that you play for, so much history. You've been around for over 50 years. You've never won the London Cup. What would it mean to you personally to win the London Cup and to the whole of the club?
Well, we have won the London Cup. We've won the London Junior Cup. We've won the London Intermediate Cup. We just haven't won the Senior
so it's
Cup.
the next one now. So you'll get the hat trick.
We've won everything except this.
Yeah,
I understand. So
this is the one
that without even having to really say much, it just goes to show how much this one actually does mean. Yeah, I understand. I guess personally for myself, getting on a bit, some would say. How long?
Now you're in the prime, mate. You're still in your prime.
How many years? Yeah, but however, how many years do you have left to get to this particular stage? We've been to the semi-final before. We've actually been in the final before and lost. You understand? So, for the new players, I would say that have now come into this particular position, where it's a new experience for them. There's probably about 3 or 4 players in the team now that have actually been at this particular stage before. So, stressing the importance of how much it would mean to the club as a whole if we could have this particular trophy in our cabinet. We've got an important game on Wednesday to get through first. You understand? And nothing's not promised. So, it's just, like I said, taking one game at a time, not taking nothing for granted. Jamie's team, Baiteze, they've earned the right to be there as well. You understand? So it's not turning up thinking that the game's already won. We still have to battle for 95 minutes, and we only can hope that we're the team that we can go home saying that, one game left to go.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be at your best Wednesday, haven't you? No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking about the Hammersmith game, Jamie, did it, obviously you kind of alluded to the fact that pretty much everyone outside of Mile End had wrote you off for that game, pretty much. Was that kind of a motivation for that game, or didn't you really need a motivation? How did you feel about that?
I was actually at the SE Dons and the Grand game before, obviously, and everyone was going, oh, yeah, you got a tough game, you got to go to the Rock. And I was like, everyone on social media was saying, they was predicting, oh, this team's going to get through, this team's going to get through. And when you look at it all, everyone turned around and said Hammersmith. I'm not a thing. So it was one of them that, listen, you got to beat us on the day. The fact of the matter, got all the results. If they played psychological games on the day, they tried to do whatever they could to just ruffle our feathers.
Go on, where's he going? Where he going? Bro, stop touching me, bro. Don't touch me, bro. There's no point of him being there. Bro, don't touch me. There's no point of him being there. Relax. No one's fighting. No one's fighting. Relax. No one's fighting. He's fighting. I was fighting. Over there.
But the social media side of it, to be fair, you look at it and you look at it and you think, okay, well, if you back him, then we'll take the underdog, because if you want us to be the underdog, that's fine, because then we come and shock you, and then you're going to be it's going to be more of a shock. So we're happy to take the underdog role if you want to give it to us. It's not a problem.
It certainly worked for you in the last round, mate.
Yep. To be fair, you look at any of the results in the quarterfinals, apart from maybe Kenningwell's, all the other fancy teams went out.
They all went out. It shows you, doesn't it, as well? Cup game on the day.
Yeah, Hatcham went out. SE Dons, as I say, went out, and Hammersmith. They was the three fancy teams to be in semi-final, and Kenningwell as well. If you look at all social media wise,
all got turned over, all the favourites. Going back to you, Junior, I want to speak to you about one particular player at Kenningwell. What's it like to play with Torian? Surely it's better to have him on your team than have to play against him.
I've played against Torian many a times. I've watched Torian grow from when he was very, very young. You understand? And, when you have a player of that ability, that you have the privilege of playing on a Sunday, he shouldn't be playing on a Sunday. You understand? He should be on a contract somewhere. You understand? Not taking nothing away from him. When you have quality players like him, you have to buy those type of players in your club to make them want to come week in, week out. Because there's not many players that can, of his ability, that can play Saturday and Sunday and take knocks every single week. You understand? So yeah, it's a pleasure when you can see somebody glide past people like that.
Good. He's frighteningly good.
with being that good comes responsibility. You understand as well. You understand, because there's an expectation that I'm sure he sets for himself to go and win games, go and change games. And, that's hard, because if he's having a bad game, his bad game is still probably a 7.
It's still a 7, so absolutely.
The expectation, again, not just for him. It's like we're looking at the Messis and the Cristiano Ronaldos. Now, them players are absolutely great and wonderful players, like our Maradonas and Pelés, but it's the squad around them that make them the better player. You understand? They can't do it all by themselves. So, take nothing away from Torin. He's been exceptional. I mean, in all fairness, 2 of the rounds of the London Cup, Torin didn't play.
So you've kind of proved you can do it even when he's not there. You can grind it out when he's not there.
But then that's football again. We have a squad, and at the end of the day, when a player is not available, you have to bring someone else in that has to step up and take that responsibility. You understand? There's about 2 games this season on a Sunday that I haven't featured. You understand? One we've lost and one we've won. So the team still have to be able to manage without you, because there's no one that is bigger than the club. So, like I said, it's such a privilege when you do have quality players and you want everyone to be available for you. But, we are human and things do happen and people have other engagements. And when people turn up on a Sunday, just give what you got and go home.
You've certainly got plenty of strength in depth, haven't you, as well, as you alluded to? Yeah, absolutely. Sort of on the same sort of point, Jamie, is there... I'm sure you're not going to say any tactics at this time, but is there, not specifically Torian, but is there anyone that you're just thinking, God, I hope they don't play?
And everyone's going to turn up on Wednesday, let's be honest. This is London Cup final, so everyone will be there who's available. Obviously, it depends. Obviously, it's a midweek game, so some people may have work, some people might not be able to get out of work. But if everyone's available and everyone is there, Kenningwell are going to, as you said and Junior said, they've got a lot of strength in depth, so they've got a lot of quality, all over the park. So, it's going to be a hard game, but we feel like we've got enough strength in depth as well and quality that we can trouble them. And I'm sure that they feel the same. You know what I mean? They was at the semi-final on Tuesday trying to banter me left, right and centre. Right and centre. Some of them were saying, oh, yeah, it's done already. We're in the final. But I know that Junior won't echo that. They've got to get the job done. But they can say that if they want to say that, that's fine. It's not a problem. Yeah. But obviously, you've got to get the job done.
It's going to be a fascinating game. Staying with you, Jamie, how do you, having a look at the 2 squads and hand on your heart at this moment, how do you see the game going?
I ain't gonna sit here and say like we're gonna 100% win, because that just make me look silly. Like the fact of like both teams have got to get the job done on the day. It's simple as that. Like if we underperform, Kenningwell will roll all over us. If they underperform, I'm being honest, we'll roll all over them. We've got both of us have got enough quality, so
cause each other problems.
I think it's exactly the same as Wednesday night's game, if I'm being honest. Brixton, I think Junior will echo it when you speak to him in a minute. But I think Brixton in the first half battered Grand, and I know a lot of the Grand people. They didn't put away their chances, Brixton, and that come back to haunt them. So they was quality strike. Everyone's seen it, obviously.
Unbelievable.
And a bit of magic. That's a bit of magic. Brixton, for me, they was quite positive the whole night, and I thought they deserved better than what they got. But unfortunately, that happens in football. Hopefully, both teams turn up. It'd be a good spectacle for the London Cup and grassroots football. And hope, on my behalf, that we get the result.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting game. It could go either way, I think. Throwing the same thing over to you, Baker. How do you see the game going?
You know what? I've always said that any team that gets past the quarterfinal deserves to be there. Yeah, I understand. Now, Brixton could have won it. Grand could have won it. Grand did win, and now they're in the final. Baiteze could beat us. We could beat them. Either one of us can win the final. It's who wants it on the day. You understand?
Who turns up on the day, innit? I think. Yeah.
And I think tactics and a bit of quality sometimes go out of the window. You understand? Because those who you do expect to turn up and win you the game, sometimes they don't. And sometimes it's that person who pops up with the goal who you think, rah, because that person who scored the goal for Grant hasn't scored in 4 weeks. But he pops up and scores an absolute screamer.
Unbelievable
and sends them through to the semi-final. So he pops up, you understand? But, take nothing away from what Wednesday is going to bring. I'm always going to have confidence in my team, always. You understand? Any team that I play for, there's always going to be confidence there. The objective is to go out and win. That's always the first and foremost. This is not a game where someone will come away with a point. It's just who wants it more. We'll go into the next round. I'm sure Jamie's team are going to want it more, however much it means to them. For me, at the moment, it's another game, but it's another game of great importance. You understand? And we won't take nothing lightly. And like Jamie said, we're not friends on Wednesday. We're always going to be friends. You know what I mean? I'm always going to say hello. I'm always going to be the same. It's just during those 90 minutes, there ain't really going to be much hello and then
20, mate.
Well, this is it,
Or 120. So, it could be war for 90 minutes or 120 minutes on Wednesday.
Well, this is it. Yeah, I understand. But, that's the passion of football. You
absolutely.
You play with your mates. And then when you're on the opposite team against them, there's no love lost there. It's just a game of football. And, you shake hands after and you enjoy the occasion. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. I completely understand. Well, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover for the preview. I thank you to both of you. I appreciate your time, especially on a Saturday as well. I appreciate it a lot. All the best to both of you and both teams for Wednesday. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm definitely going to sit on the fence. Is there anything either of you want to say to each other or anything that you want to end on?
Well, good luck, Jamie. I won't speak to you probably until Wednesday now. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's that's the love of the game. I've got a lot of respect for Jamie, and obviously, I'm the captain of his charity. Let Us Talk as well. So when this particular draw came out, the fact that we avoided each other in the quarterfinal, there was always going to be a possibility that we might buck in the semi-final. It would have probably been nice if we could have probably bucked with each other in the final, But, however it is, we've come together, at a different time now where both his team and my team are playing each other. And the respect is always going to be there. That's the most important thing. And let the best team win.
Yeah, I echo well, Rick. Yeah, to be fair, I've got utmost love and respect for Junior, Baiteze, everyone at Kenningwell. Like, they've been like hospitality when I go and watch, even like go and watch their games and everything like that. Unbelievable. Obviously, Junior touched on, he's captain of my charity team, the same as Carps plays for us and Jamie Taylor plays for us as well. So we've got a lot of connections and a lot of people know each other from both teams. But as Junior Turner said, for them 90 minutes on Wednesday or them 120 minutes or how long it is, we both go to war, and then afterwards then we can skin 2T and big up our chests.
That's it,
nice.
bro. That's
nice.
It,
perfect way to end. Well, I hope you both enjoy your weekend.
And you too as well.
All the best for Wednesday. I appreciate your time on a Saturday evening, especially. It means a lot to me. Have a good one, chaps.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
See you
And
later.
Junior, see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. See you Wednesday, sorry.